I will speak in English. Yeah. So let me share my slide first. Yeah, so the topic that I'm going to share tonight is actually empowering lives one step at a time. All right. So I'll be sharing my ASEA story. Right. So hang on. Okay. Yeah, so my name is Jasmine. You can call me Jasmine. In China, friends call me GeGe. That's why it's Jasmine GeGe. Or Trish call me Jasmine GeGe. Yeah, so whatever works. I will answer you if you just call any one of them. All right. So before I start sharing my ASEA story, I have something very, very important to do, which is saying my thank yous. I like to express my heartfelt thanks. Right. So of course, the first one, very important, is Mr. Derek Chew. Right. So Derek is very important because he was the one that shared with me ASEA 5 years ago. So I've been with ASEA for 5 years now. Right. So he has always been there to support me, right, through my ups and downs. And also, of course, I think one of his talent is to bring out the best in all of us. So thank you, Mr. Derek Chew. Right. The second person, very important, I need to thank as well, is actually Derek's partner, buddy, which is Zhongse. Right. Why Zhongse is so important as well is because when I first started, right, I'm zero. I'm totally new to network marketing. So ASEA is my first network marketing company. So 5 years ago when I start, right, I mean, I think you would understand because being new to network marketing, my learning curve is very, very steep, right? So there was a time, especially during COVID, I actually wanted to give up, right? So Zhongse gave me two very important lessons. The first one was when I first joined ASEA, right? So he guided me because when I first joined ASEA, right, I'm just a piece of white paper, right? So whatever he write on, I will accept and retain. Right? So the first lesson he gave me was not to have a zero-sum mind, right? So it's always about sharing. It's about always giving. So this I always practice, right, what he has taught me. But along the way, when COVID struck, it was really quite challenging, right? So and at that point, I was contemplating is getting tough. So then Zhongse contacted me, yeah, and he gave me another very important lesson. He told me this in Mandarin. He said that 明天可能会成功，今天不可以放弃. So to translate loosely, right, it means success may come tomorrow. I cannot give up today, right? So after having the lunch with him, then I decided to, okay, I'm gonna give it one more shot, right? So that's where I met my of course the other person that I would like to thank is Trish, right? Trish, she's like our fairy godmother. She has always been there to guide us and she's someone that I can really feel her sincerity and she's being so genuine in her care and concern for all of us. So really thank you, Trish, right? Yeah. Then of course, then I met my buddy, my bro nephew. So with him together we started ASEA. That's where I gave my second boost. And along the way, there's also our Miss Christine Wong. So she's our biologist. So I learned a lot from her. So thank you, Christine. And my another business partner that I would like to thank is actually Miss Alice Salim. So she has been very instrumental in helping me to build Indonesia because she's Indonesian. So and her product knowledge is superb. So thank you, Alice. All right. So of course, along the way, I would like to thank the Founders for Destiny team as well. So thank you for guiding me. And of course, I meet many, many wonderful leaders, like the ASEA, which is led by Muyadi. Then there's a Pete Redox Berlin Technology, led by Echo and Pak Jody. Then of course, BK Han as well in Singapore. And of course, very importantly is the corporate team, right, in the US and of course Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia, right? So particularly thank you so much, France, for always encouraging and supporting my team. Thank you so much. Right? And of course, there are many, many others. Very, very important. I would like to, of course, my driving force has always been my family. And one very important is my 师傅. All right. So I would like to 感恩佛祖, 感恩师傅, all right. So I just want to express my heartfelt thanks. So thank you everyone for contributing to my success, right? Yeah, so thank you. Right. So to let on my ASEA journey, right? Like I shared, I'm new to network marketing, right? So of course, when I first got to know when Mr. Derek Chiu was presenting to me, I have a lot of doubts. Number one, he keeps saying it's salt and water. Number two is MLM. So, you know, in Singapore, because I come from a corporate professional background, right? So to me, network marketing is like no, because there has been too many bad connotations, right? So, but of course, where's the turning point that led me to join ASEA, right? So there's only two things I feel. It's either inspiration or desperation, right? So I joined ASEA out of desperation. It's because I have been 10 over years in the retail industry. So retail has been really, really challenging. During pre-COVID, even pre-COVID, it has been very challenging, right? So I mean, if you are in retail, you understand the two biggest costs is one is rental and two is manpower. So constantly I'm being challenged because I was running, I was managing a company, right, for 10 years. So that pushed me because I just want to look for something else more than retail, right? So that's where I chanced upon, I met Mr. Derek Chiu and got into ASEA. Right? So of course, the challenges that face, because I'm a beginner, right? So did I make any mistakes? A lot, right? Have I been disappointed? Many times, right? Yeah, but of course, it's how I wipe off my tears and then I get up and then charge forward again. So that's where I realized that the continuous learning and personal development is very, very important. And this I attribute a lot to my uplines, right? And a lot of leaders in the US and the doctors and the scientists. So because I just force myself to learn, because the learning curve is really very steep, right? Because I don't have like another 10 years to learn this business, right? Yeah. So that's where, I follow the ASEA success guide, the 8 steps, right? So I start to transform myself first. I start to take a lot of the product because Mr. Derek Chiu taught me how to use the product. So the first thing, within 1 month, I saw my eyesight actually improve. So it saves me from not going to do the LASIK, right? So that's where I start to do a lot of experiment on myself. Then my hair start to grow, my skin start to radiate, and my health got better in terms of mental clarity, in terms of overall well-being and vitality. So I always read, like people who I meet right now these days, right? I always share, I cannot change your physical age, but I can definitely make your biological age 10 to 15 years younger. Would you like that? Right? So they will be very, very curious. What is that? Yeah, so that's where that's my open line. And so that we got into conversation and all, right? So because of the 8 success guide, and then I slowly developed this called the Jasmine principle. It's basically a framework for success, right? So it's JASMINE, right? So J stands for journey. So it's important that you chart out a path to success. So I work very closely with Derek. So on goal setting and all, because setting goal is so important, which I will explain to you later why it is so important. Then A for attention. So that's where I will say a few keywords to capture the audience attention. So, you know, ladies definitely wants anti-aging, they want good skin, they want to slim down, they want to increase their metabolism, right? Yeah, so that's how I capture their attention. And then I will slowly introduce redox, right? So S stand for story, right? So when I first start, right, of course, I might not have a lot of stories. That's where I leverage on many successful success stories from ASEA and many testimonials. So if you do not know where to get the testimonials, please reach out to your uplines, reach out to your sponsor, where to get them, okay? Yeah. So M stands for message. So delivering clear and concise message is very important, because we understand redox is not the easiest to understand because the science is so complex. So basically, I usually use 3 keywords, right? One is definitely very unique. Number 2 is very effective, and number 3 is very safe, right? Because we have done the safety test, right? So I always use these 3 keywords, right? Yeah. So insight, by providing valuable insights, basically what basically it's non-ASEA. I provide insights that is that will interest my audience. Like I share anti-aging, beauty tips, and how to use ASEA in another product. So basically I like this tablet, right? So usually I'll say you can pour ASEA into this like 10 milli and drop this facial mask inside. So that's how, you know, my skin becomes so radiant after I start to use this. Yeah. Then N stand for navigation, right? So basically is guiding through the audience through the presentation. What do I mean by this? Right. So if I try to be very structured, but sometimes, you know, when I'm presenting, right, I will, instead of presenting A, B, C, D, right? Sometimes A, sometimes D, then C and B. So that's where I always have my iPad. So it's important that you have your iPad and your tablet to have your presentation. So you guide your audience through step by step, so that, you know, to frame their mind, right? And E, engagement. Nothing beats demo, right? So I always have my Renew gel on hand, and I always let them test, try the product first. So how I actually approach, right? I usually approach them with the gel first, right? Because people are more receptive, anything that's topical use. You know, if you suddenly share with somebody, because this is through my, I mean, I might be wrong, but this is through my 5 years of experience, so I'm just sharing this, my personal opinion. So people tend to be very careful of anything that is ingested to take into their body. So usually I will start with the gel first. So when they start the gel and they feel it, right, then I will share it's actually the same technology, right? So the gel is only 50% goodness. For the other 50%, you need to drink. That's where I bring in the redox water, then let them try, right? Yeah. So this is my Jasmine framework. Yeah. Okay, so of course I have this you know, my team know me very well. I have this mentality, do or die. Right? Why do or die? So last year February, I actually relocated to Indonesia to build the Indonesian market, right? So I tell myself, do or die, right? This big step that I move over, and I better come back with success, which is a triple diamond. So that is the goal I set for myself, right? Yeah, so I'm really thankful to my team, right? Yeah. So it is important that we have a strong work ethics and dedication, because the team knows that, you know, they always have someone to leverage on, right? So because I'm always there readily to support them, to meet their prospects and all, right? So the second is personal stories. It's also very important, like I share with you. So if you don't have your personal story yet, it's okay, always leverage, right? Borrow somebody else a sales story first, right? Yeah. And of course, I would like to emphasize the power of positive thinking. Right? So I would like to share with you something. So on my phone, right? I'm not sure if you can see this. Yeah, on my phone, can you all see? I cannot see myself. Hang on. Cannot. Sorry, cannot see. Yeah, roughly, right? So this, if you are familiar, right, this is actually the welcome to the $1 million club ASEA. So I actually superimpose my face onto it, and I say that Jasmine girl, triple diamond executive from Singapore. So every day when I turn on my phone, I'm looking at this. So I put this since last year September. So this brings me back to goal setting. So what do you want in life, right? What do you want to get out of ASEA, right? So this one you need to sit down and think through, and if possible, sit down with your sponsor or your upline to guide you through, right? Yeah, what do you want to achieve in the next 1 year or 3 years, right? So of course, it takes I mean, we know in this journey, right, it's never like up this way, right? There's always up and down, up and down, up and down. So when you have a clear goal, when you have a big why, that will help you through overcome many obstacles. When you are at the down, right, that's where you will start to question yourself. Do I really want to do this? Is ASEA really for me? Right? So do you want to hear a personal story? Right? So I would like to share something. So very emotional. So I just want to share. Last year when I first moved over to Indonesia, that was in February, right? So I don't speak the language, so I don't understand. But I've been hearing a lot of things. You have to be careful in Indonesia. It's not really quite safe. You shouldn't take Grab. You should always opt for the Bluebird or the Silverbird, which is slightly better, because I've been hearing so many scary stories, right? So on one day, right, one night, close to midnight, right, I order after my presentation. So I took the Bluebird, and because I don't speak the language, all I can see is on the Bluebird app, right? The driver actually didn't go via the route. So at that moment, the journey is only 20 minutes, but it felt like 20 years to me. Because I start to question myself, why am I here? Because the fear of I'll be raped and being murdered, because it's going way off to my rented apartment. So I start to question myself, and I think through, who can I call? Who can I call? No one. So I start to ask myself, why do I want to do this? Why am I here? And why do I want to go for that last meeting? Why is it so important, right? So that all these things start to run through my mind. Then there are snaps of my family, my friends in Singapore and things like that. So of course, thankfully, I sent my life journey, the trip, to a Singapore friend. I said that in case I'm being murdered, you know where to find me at my last location. Yeah, so it was quite dramatic. But anyway, I'm grateful that after the incident, I stopped going for late meetings, because that what to me is I do not want to compromise my safety anymore. And of course, thankfully, I met many good people in Indonesia. So thank you everyone for also help to take care of me. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, a bit emotional. Right? Yeah. So like I say, because I'm new to network marketing, right? Having ASEA, we have a great community of like-minded people, right? And we have very good leaders, people and good management. So if you have a chance, please, in the next few days, we're gonna have the KL conference, right? Mr. Tyler Norton, our founder, and many other US leaders, they are coming here. Please, if you are still contemplating whether to join or come or not, please come, really. Yeah, you get to meet people, great people like them, people who really care, people who view you as a individual, as a person, not as a account, not as a position available, not like that, not as a 100 PV pack or 1000 PV pack. So they are very different, right? Yeah, so why like I shared, when you first started in this journey, right? The support and the encouragement you get from your community is so important, right? So how it actually helped me, when I first started, of course, I always reach out to Mr. Derek Chew, Chong Sir as well, to guide me, and I attend all the meetings, all the OPP, all the trainings, US or KL or wherever. Yeah, so I would just push myself to go, and I'll just learn as much as possible, right? So I will share with my team. You know, when you go to an event, right, if there's nothing you can remember, anything of all the training or whatever, just have to take back one thing. Just remember this one thing. Remember that good feeling, right? The good feeling that the event gave you. Because when you are going through a lot of obstacles, right, you have to bring back this good feeling and say that, I know ASEA is the one for me, right? Yeah, and that's where it will drive you again, right, to pick yourself up and just charge forward, right? So yeah, just this is what it helped me. So being in this ASEA community, because we have so many Facebook groups, we have a corporate around, right? And they are very nice people to always support us, right? Then of course the US, and now we work very closely with Michelle, right, from US, Michelle Ho, right? So and of course Scott Eldred. So he really listens to what the few ones, right? So really thankful to have them in the management team. Okay, yeah. So after you train yourself up, right, to become the person, because you know it's important that you build yourself up to be the person that people wants to follow, to look up to. And then what's your next step? Your next step is to empower others, right? You have to it's basically like be a good role model, right? I mean, of course, I'm considered still a very junior in this industry. There are many very experienced people, and even on this call, there are so many experienced people. Yeah, so please, I also learn a lot from them. Constantly, I'm just learning and learning. Yeah, there's never like I never say that I learned enough. No, I think the only constant is change, right? Yeah, so constantly we have to improve ourselves. Yeah, right. So once you become better and better, you go up the rank. That's where it's your time, right, to help your downlines, your people that trusted you, that you brought into ASEA, and guide them, right? Because ASEA is such a great company. It's a company. Talking about this, right, I would like to thank Mr. Alan Noble. You know, when in my first year, I think it's in my first year, when he got to know that ASEA is my first network marketing company, he said this to me: please do not take ASEA for granted, because not all MLM companies are made the same way. So at that point, I don't quite understand. But after now 5 years, right, I finally understood what he was trying to tell me. So yeah, so it was really helpful. So thank you, Mr. Alan Noble as well, right? So Derek was also saying that ASEA is the 0.01% of the ASEA, of the network marketing in this industry. We are very different from the rest. So if you are already part of ASEA family, congratulations, right? If you are still contemplating whether to join ASEA, please join, right? Do not take ASEA this opportunity for granted, right? Because you're going to thank yourself 5 years, 10 years down the road that you join ASEA, right? Okay, so of course, like I shared, success stories, because when you become somebody's outline, right, that's where you have a lot of stories to share. And we always know facts tell, stories sell, right? So people always want to listen to a lot of stories. Yeah. But of course, the importance is building very strong relationship, because the basis of our business is always trust, right? Yeah, and I just want to share this. You can see it's in Mandarin, it's called 先为别人着想. This is what my 师傅 always taught me, right? So to translate loosely, it means consideration for others' needs first. So always think for others first. When you want to do something, right, think first, if this person were to do this to me, how will I feel, right? So of course, it's not like overnight you can do this, you can become this person, but it's over time. You take you practice, right? It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of practice, and slowly you begin to understand how to treat people right, right? When you start to treat people right, that's where many, many good things will come, right? Yeah. So I hope this makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so to conclude, basically I will share with my team there's 3 key ingredients to success, to my success. Yeah. Having the right mindset, right? So having the right mindset, I'm 1000% convicted to share ASEA, right? So nothing can shaken me, to be honest, right? So my conviction has reached to that level that nothing can shaken me anymore. So I hope one day you can reach that level as well, right? And the second key important is to be laser focused, right? Just be super focused on what you want to achieve, right? And the last one, there's no there's no shortcut. You just have to work hard, right? So I'm not the smartest, right? I don't think that I'm very, very smart, right? But I do know that I work hard. Yeah, right. And of course, just now earlier on, I was sharing with you setting future goals, right? So why goals are so important? So you have to find your big why. So I give you an example, right? So why people after embarking, coming out into this in the society, they became lost, they became very confused, and they feel a lot of anxiety. Why? I give you an example, right? So when we are in school, from primary school to secondary school, then to JC or poly, or then to uni, right? In every level, every year, we know we have to pass the exam above 50 points to pass the exam, and we have teachers, we have our classmates, our friends, right, to guide us. So every year it's like, I know next year I have to go to next level, next level, next level. But when we come out to the society, suddenly things change. We are on our own. There's this scarcity mindset. And we suddenly, if you don't set goals for yourself, and you will become very lost. And when you come out into the society, you can't really find true friends like when you were in school, right? So because they are colleagues, right? So basically, you cannot really find true friends, right? Number two, you cannot find a mentor because there's no more classmates, no more teacher, right? And of course, the last one, there's no community because you don't go to the school anymore, right? Because the school is like your community. So these 3 things are very important. Friends, right? I always think that it's very, very important that you make your family members, your spouse, your best friend, right? Because anything, right, you must always reach back to your best friend, and that's your spouse or your family, right? So that will keep you grounded. That's like your anchor. Number 2, no mentor, because there's no more teacher anymore, right? So find one, right? If you have a upline, then just constantly reach out to your upline, to your sponsor, someone who you look up to, right? Just uh, buy them a lot of lunch, a lot of dinner, right? So that because you're tapping their brain. So that's where it will speed up your learning curve, right? And number 3, because you don't go to a school anymore, you need to find a community. This community is very important. I mean, if you are in ASEA, great. You are already in the ASEA community. And number 2, you can also find something that interests you. Right? Yeah, if you like yoga, if you like sports, if you like cooking and all, join that community, right? It will make you feel better, right? Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So of course, next is please embark on your ASEA journey. If you haven't started using the product, if you still haven't, you have your personal story, start to use the product and you have your personal story. Then start to share with your family and your loved ones and all. That's where you gather a lot of stories to share. Right? And of course, the last one is the commitment to empowering lives through ASEA, because we have a very, very great tool. We have a great product. We have a great company that you can trust. We have great people over here. So everything is in line already. The stars are aligned. It's the last part is just your commitment, right? So with ASEA, with such a great tool, we can actually empower many, many people's lives. Because I always share that we don't know whose life we can change, and we don't know whose life we can save, because this is really a very, very powerful product, right? So just keep sharing, right? Yeah. Okay. So before I end, right? So remember I said constantly I'm upgrading myself. So the next project that I'm working on is actually AI, right? So AI, because you know that Japan market is going to open, Dubai, and then there are many more markets. So how do I clone myself? How do I spread myself so thinly across so many continents? So the only option is to embrace this AI, right? So because with AI, I can work remotely, I can create a lot of content, and very important, in multi languages, right? So before I end, right? So okay, thank you. Hang on now, before I end, let me share this with you. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I present you my avatar.
Dear fellow ASEA associates, believe, belong, become. I am Jasmine AI. Today, I'm embarking on a journey in ASEA. Not just any journey, but a mission. A mission that demands focus, hard work, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. To guide me on this path, I develop and follow the Jasmine principle. JASMINE. J for journey, we'll chart a clear course through our key points. A for attention, we'll capture your focus from the very start. S for story, we'll weave a narrative that resonates and inspires. M for message, we'll deliver a clear and concise message. I for insight, we'll share valuable knowledge and expertise. And for navigation, we'll seamlessly transition between topics. And lastly, E for engagement, we'll encourage interaction and participation. My goal was to be triple diamond before November APAC conference in Malaysia. To achieve this, I must approach every task with a do-or-die mentality. My team embraced the Jasmine spirit and worked together to make this a success. We power potential. We power the potential of your cells, your body, and your life. Thank you. Rikan
so
ASEA Young Teramat.
So this is in Bahasa.
Miliki, Jedila.
Then this is in...
Dear fellow ASEA associates, believe, belong. 親愛なるASEAの中満たち、信じ、所属し、成長しましょう。私はジャスミン AI です。今日は
Yeah, so basically you get the idea. So I can also do in Arabic and all this. So I just want to share. So the world is really changing very fast. So we all need to embrace ASEA AI. So that's how I will incorporate AI to help build my team, right? So I hope my sharing may help you, right, and inspire you. I just want to say that if whatever I share contradict with your with your upline, please always follow your upline, right? Because this is just my personal experience, right? Yeah. Another thing is if you're already in the ASEA family, so thank you, right? For joining this big family, because I really look forward to working closely with every one of you, right? So if you are new and you're hearing ASEA for the first time, right? And you're still considering whether to join ASEA or not, please do not take ASEA this opportunity for granted. Please join us, right? And please go back to the person who invited you tonight, right? Yeah, so thank you everyone.